Your Honor, at this time the state seeks to admit states 56 and 57.
Any objection?
No objection.
Admitted.
Is State's Exhibit number 56, based on your review of the packaging from which it was contained, the firearm that was retrieved from the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
And was this particular firearm a black forged rifle that was retrieved from the safe of this residence?
Yes.
Was there an additional rifle that was retrieved?
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked as State's 57. Is this the second rifle that was retrieved?
Yes.
And is this how the rifle was collected?
No.
Okay. What change, if any, was made when you collected it?
There was a tape on the handle that I cut off and I preserved.
Can you take a look at State's 57 and tell me where on the handle and describe for us what you're talking about?
Yes. On this handle right here, and there was tape wrapped around it, a piece of tape that I cut off and I preserved for DNA.
Okay, if you'll just say that into the mic, I think we got caught up there.
Sorry. Yes, just on that handle, there was a adhesive tape wrapped around it that I cut off and I preserved it for DNA.
So on the handle of the firearm itself?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to this brass catcher that's attached to the right side of the firearm, was that affixed to the rifle when you pulled it out of the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
And was this sight on the top of the rifle also affixed to it when you pulled it out of the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
Based off that, bruh, Julio Foolio wasn't going to survive them shots. Let's get into it because this was a longer day and it was a whole bunch of theatrics by the defense that, to me, really was unfair to the young lady. Let's go.
Okay. You also would look at like documentary style videos as well.
To a certain extent, yes, ma'am.
And in your review of those videos, sometimes you might find useful information, but you also find that not all the information is accurate, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, even though not all the information is accurate, you have been able to take some of that information and use it.
As long as it's corroborated by other evidence, yes.
Okay. And in fact, you've even used some information you've gathered from YouTube videos and testimony and sworn testimony related to this case.
Yes.
Okay. Particularly a different chart, gang chart that you captured from a YouTube video. Is that accurate?
I personally did not capture it, but I have seen it, yes.
And you've used it in sworn testimony before.
I guess you could say that.
Okay. And that was from a video from a gentleman by the name of Trap Lore Ross. That's not familiar?
I'm not sure who it was from. It was given to me. Like I said, I did not personally make that chart. I've seen it, but I'm not sure who it was from.
Okay. You are familiar with that gentleman, though, right? Trap Lore Ross.
I don't know who that is.
You've
Objection,
never...
Your Honor, relevance?
I'm going to overrule the objection. He said he doesn't know who that is.
So,
Okay, go ahead.
you've seen some of the hours-long documentary videos that sort of try to break down the gangs in Jacksonville.
I've seen a few.
And those videos have like millions of views.
Potentially, I'm not sure how many views they have.
Okay, a lot of views. You'd agree with that?
I'm not sure how many views they have.
Potentially thousands of comments, a lot of comments.
I'm not sure about the comments either.
Okay. You would agree with me that a part of in your investigations that you sometimes go through the comments in these videos?
It depends.
On what? What would it depend on?
It depends on the video itself.
Okay. And what is an example of a video where you see information about the gang and you would not go through the comments?
Generally, it just depends on what occurs in the videos. If the comments are worthy. A lot of times the comments are just trolling, so it's kind of a waste of time to scroll through all the comments.
And how would you know if the comments are trolling unless you go through them?
Well, I don't go through all of them. I have went through them on some videos, but not all videos.
Okay, so it sounds like what you're saying is you might to go through them, and then if you don't see anything useful, you move on.
Yeah, depending on the video.
Okay. And that's not just for the documentary style videos, it's also for the videos where there's music videos.
Yes.
And that's also going to be for videos that are posted on social media.
So y'all see, he'd say he didn't know who Trap Lore Ross is. He didn't watch any videos or whatever. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, hey, bruh, you didn't even do any work. You really just went off of somebody who is not even from here, whatever. You went off of a YouTuber. Let's just put it that way. Now, if Trap Lore Ross helped, then he helped. That's on him, you know. But also, I'm gonna keep on saying it. Y'all can't get mad at these bloggers for solving this stuff if y'all putting it in all type of music videos and all this stuff. Does it make it easier for the police department? 100%. And I will tell y'all, the feds already told me when they had me hemmed up, bro, we watching all of y'all. So it is what it is. Now, do I think Trap Lord Ross solved this? No. But did he have the most viewed as far as doing the deep dive and all this stuff? 100%. So it come with the territory. Trap Lord Ross, it's on you, bro. They say that you them people. You got to put your foot down. You better clear this up. Deep dive this one. You got an alley-oop from the defense in the Julio Foolio murder for basically, let's just be fair, putting out one of the best or biggest or most viewed documentaries on this. The choice is yours to believe what you want to believe. But let's get to the next clip. Roll it.
You already said you haven't seen her in any of the videos, right?
I have not seen her.
Okay. In the Who I Smoke video, I'm sorry, in the Game Over video,
Yes, ma'am.
despite the fact that Young and Ace is sort of taking credit for the Julio Foolio murder, he hasn't been arrested related to this case. Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
All right. I want to talk to you about the October 2023 shooting of Mr. Jones in his foot, I believe it was, right?
Okay.
So, where did that occur?
It occurred in Duval County in an area town called Paxton.
Okay. And is that one of those towns that has like a separate police department, or?
No, ma'am. Jacksonville in Duval County itself is very large. So there is separate neighborhoods that have different names throughout the city. Just for a couple examples, just so you can, like, there's a town center, there's Southside, Mandarin, Paxton, Sherwood. So like there's different, each little area of town has its own little nickname.
Got it. But all of those are under the jurisdiction of JSO?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as I don't believe I asked you this question, so I'm going to ask you. Even though you are assigned to ATK, it's possible that other detectives, other gang detectives, could end up assigned to like a specific investigation for ATK.
Yes, but generally how we work within our unit is if you're on call that night or that day and an incident occurs, you will respond and you will get the preliminary information. And once I come back to work, I will then take over the role of assisting the other units as the main ATK chain of point of contact.
Got it. Okay. And in this case, actually, that's exactly what happened. Detective Drabeck was on call,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So he ended up initially connecting with the Tampa Police Department in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But back to October 2023. So, would you describe yourself as like the lead detective as it relates to that shooting?
No, ma'am. Within the sheriff's office, we have different investigative units. We would be more of like an intelligence unit, or we have a robbery violent crimes unit that handles robberies and violent crimes, more like shootings where people do not die. And then we have a homicide unit that handles homicides. So we assist them with intelligence and other information that we may have.
Okay. So you could end up assisting as far as giving intelligence to on a wide range of different crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So you could be helping a robbery detective, homicide detective, maybe even like a grand theft situation. You could be working on any crime as long as it's connected to a gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you were actually working on this crime as well?
Yes, ma'am. I responded to that.
So in my opinion, what the prosecution doing is they're just poisoning the mind of the jurors, because ultimately, once again, like the opening statement was made by the defense, y'all not gonna see no text, y'all not gonna see no videos, y'all not gonna see anything. All they're basically saying is, oh, we seen her basically go to the club with her boyfriend and all of this stuff. Now, I will say, the part where the defense messed up is this, saying that basically she was afraid and feared for her life. If they don't produce some type of text, some phone calls or anything like that, bruh, it's looking like we don't know what the hell happened. We don't. Because the best play would have been, in my opinion, so far from what we've seen, is she played deaf, dumb, and blind. Like, I ain't know nothing. I went out there to Tampa with my bag, and this just what it is. But so far, the defense has proven nothing. I mean, the prosecution has proven nothing. She's not in any of the music videos. Hell, they even said, hey, did you identify the little kid that was in the music video? Cop like, nah, no. So let's continue on, because this slide even gets more interesting because it goes to the point of the defense and more so not the prosecution. If it seemed like I'm being biased, then so be it. But I'm just being honest. I'm not seeing it. Now, if she did it and it comes out tomorrow, I'm going to crucify it. But right now, point not proven. Let's go.
I know it was significant. I know my communication with Ramos was quite a bit. I don't know how that pales in comparison to the others,
All right. Well, you gave Detective Ramos most of the information from JSO, right?
for the most part, yeah.
All right. And you are in charge of what gangs in Jacksonville?
21st Street and Rack Jason Family.
Are any of those two gangs associated with in any way ATK or 1200 or 6 Block?
No.
They're like completely separate.
Yes, sir.
All right. And did 6 Block have any other rival gangs outside of ATK and 1200?
I would say that those two were the most noteworthy.
Most noteworthy, but were there other rival gangs to 6 Block?
Not that I can think of.
All right. I want to move to a different topic. You said that there were celebratory posts from people in ATK, maybe even 1200, after Foolio died. Is that correct?
There was a tremendous amount of posts following his death.
A lot of people made posts celebrating the fact that Charles Jones was dead.
Yes.
A lot of people wanted him dead, apparently.
Yes.
All those people were not guilty of killing him, though. Is that correct?
No.
Alicia Andrews did not make any celebratory posts about Charles Jones's death. Is that correct?
Correct. Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Not that anyone is aware of, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's an exhibit that we were just looking at. It's 76, states 76 B 5 through 7. I'm going to show you these one by one, starting with 5. This is a document. This says, you see at the top it says Cellbrite? Oh, hold on. You see at the top it says Cellbrite?
I see that, yes.
All right, and Cellbrite is a cell phone reader software. Is that correct?
Yeah, Cellbrite's an application investigators use to review cell phone extractions.
All right. And so this Cellbrite report here is an extraction of, or at least a portion of an extraction of Alicia's phone. Is that correct?
Yes.
And this little photo here, that's a photo of Julio, Charles Jones?
Yeah, so that's a thumbnail of what the data to the left is referencing.
All right. And this thumbnail, that thumbnail was created on June 26th.
I can't say yes or no to that.
Is that what the extraction says? It was created on June 26th?
That's what the extraction
But you're not
notates.
sure if that's how, if that's the way to correctly read that or interpret that extraction.
Sure. The best way to describe this is that this is, from what we know, because the device was activated on June 26th, it appeared that the user of this cell phone device was backing up their prior iCloud. So if you were to buy a new phone, you would transfer your data through your iCloud download. So it's transferring your contacts, a lot of your old media files. So I can't say for certain when this post or this image was captured originally, but due to the transfer of data on June 26th, that's why it's timestamped that way. So I can't say when it was captured.
All right. So essentially, someone who had this device downloaded, I guess, their iCloud onto the device.
Yes.
And then, potentially, this thumbnail that you see of Foolio came from that download. Potentially.
Yes.
So we don't know when this picture of Foolio was actually viewed and downloaded to the device or to the iCloud.
That's fair.
And this is the thumbnail with a bigger picture of it.
Yeah.
Do you know if Alicia Andrews, let me tell you, you don't know if Alicia Andrews accessed this photograph?
I can say that the device she possessed, the iCloud that is downloaded onto that device and where this image came from was from her iCloud, but specifically, did she personally view it? I can't say that.
You're aware that her boyfriend used to use her phone, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So what the defense is basically saying is, yo, you do know she's not the only one who had access to this, right? And there's no proof that she pulled this, she looked at this, she did all of these things. There's no proof of any of this stuff. But it does look a little oddly suspicious. You know, 3 days after the murder, y'all looking up this, y'all looking up that. But one could say, due to the notoriety, you do want to look and see, hey, you do want to do all these things. But it's not enough to convict a young lady of being an accessory to murder. So, all in all, I'm still not seeing it. Just gonna be fair. But there are 2 more slides left. If you made it this far, can y'all hit that like button, force us into the algorithm, and type your thoughts so far on what you think? Because I'm curious to see if y'all see something that I ain't seen, or do y'all agree with me? Let's go.
Showing what's in evidence is State's Exhibit 84C. Now, you're not the gang detective for ATK, is that correct?
Correct.
All right. But do you know who Young and Ace is?
Yes.
All right. That would be this individual here,
Yes.
the so-called leader of ATK?
I don't know if he's the leader, but he's certainly the more well-known, prominent. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're aware of his brother, this Trayvon Bullard?
Yes, sir.
Nickname is Quan Quan?
Yep, 2 times.
All right. And Trayvon Bullard, Quan Quan, 2 times, he dated at one point Aaliyah Albritton, correct?
I was made aware of that, yes.
All right. And Trayvon was killed. Do you know who killed him?
There's been rumors, but no one's been arrested.
All right. No one's been arrested, but 6 Block takes credit for the killing. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And Charles Jones himself rapped about Trayvon's killing
Yes.
and has made disrespectful music towards the death of Trayvon. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And did you speak, by any chance, did you speak to Aaliyah in this case?
No, sir.
All right. When you were investigating, you were aware that Aaliyah was with Charles Jones when he was shot and killed?
Yeah.
All right. And that was despite the fact that Aaliyah dated someone that Charles Jones rapped about killing.
Okay.
You're aware of that?
Yeah.
All right. Did you investigate Aaliyah for any potential motive for killing Charles Jones in this case?
That is a fair question. You're using the term investigating. This homicide occurred in Hillsborough County, right? So the duties of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office gang unit specifically was to assist Tampa Police Department in their investigation. At no point, were we referencing Aaliyah Albritton for an interview. So no, she was not talked to on our behalf.
So fair question, fair answer. You are in Jacksonville. This murder happened in Tampa, right?
Yes.
So you're not responsible for any investigation really in Tampa, is what you're saying?
The legal jurisdiction of a homicide occurring in Hillsborough County has no implications for law enforcement in Duval County.
But just in the simple terms, you're not responsible for the investigation in Tampa.
No.
That's Detective Ramos.
Correct.
Another individual, he's the lead.
Right, and he's employed in Hillsborough County.
Understood. All right, so Alicia has an iCloud and
Miss
a phone.
Andrews.
2 different things.
Miss Andrews.
Sorry, Miss Andrews has an iCloud and a phone. 2 different devices that would provide 2 different extractions. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you also, in addition to the iCloud, you reviewed Alicia Andrews' phone, correct?
Portions of it.
Portions. All right. In the portions that you reviewed, there's no agreement in the phone that shows Alicia Andrews agreed to kill Charles Jones?
No.
No message showing that she's involved in some conspiracy to kill Charles Jones?
No.
No indication that Alicia Andrews knew Davion or Rashad Murphy prior to the killing of Charles Jones?
Not from her device.
And nothing in her device that would show or indicate that she had any sort of relationship with Sean Gathright prior to the murder of Charles Jones, correct?
Correct.
You listened to several jail calls in this case, right?
I spent a large amount of my time on jail calls
How many jail calls do you think you listened to?
over the course of my career.
No, just in this case.
I would estimate 50 to 100.
All right. And you began listening to those jail calls in the early stages of the investigation, correct?
Yes, sir.
To try to figure out maybe if there's someone in jail talking about who killed Charles Jones.
Yes.
You did get some information pertinent to this case through listening to the jail calls, correct?
Yes.
All right. That information led you to Isaiah Chance.
It was just another piece of evidence. I don't know if that led me to him, but
Well, there was some evidence from the jail calls that you uncovered that made you believe that Isaiah Chance might be a suspect, correct?
yes.
All right. But never anything in the jail calls that led you to believe that Alicia Andrews was a suspect, right?
Correct.
No mention of Alicia Andrews in any of the calls?
None.
You've watched several music videos with all this gang activity back and forth?
Yes, sir.
Alicia Andrews is not in any of those videos, correct?
Correct.
She's not seen holding any weapons in any of these videos?
Right.
She's not seen throwing up any gang signs in any of these videos?
I already said she's not in the videos.
All right. She doesn't have any photographs online throwing up any gang signs, correct?
Correct.
Alicia Andrews is not a documented gang member, is that correct?
Right.
She's also not even a gang associate, correct?
Correct.
No further questions.
I think that was good. I believe that was good by the defense because she didn't know none of these other cats. She ain't never texted them. She ain't never talked to them. You ain't find nothing so far. All right. Then Isaiah Chance. Nigga, they said, bruh, they was basically bragging and celebratory and all this crap and everything before they was arrested, like this, and this. So they could have, if they were so loose, this is what the defense has said. If they're so loose with their words, how in the hell is it that they wasn't loose to say, hey, him and his girl was hawking something down? Good. So far, so good. Now the prosecution does jump on and they do say certain things, but to me, you just be the judge. Just be the judge.
Very briefly, Your Honor. You were asked about some jail calls that you reviewed in Duval County. Were those jail calls that occurred immediately after the death of Charles Jones?
Yes.
And were those jail calls between gang members or their family members identifying Gutazay or Isaiah Chance as the person who committed the murder?
Yes.
Were any of those jail calls with Isaiah Chance or Gutazay talking about committing the murder?
Like how he committed it?
No, specifically to Isaiah Chance. Made to Isaiah Chance, or were they made between other gang members?
Other parties?
Specifically as it relates to the search warrant executed on Sean Gathrigh's residence, you were asked about the safe in the mother's room.
Okay.
Did you also intercept a jail call as it relates to the safe that was located in the house?
Say that again?
Did you locate a call that was made by Sean Gathright to his mother about a safe located in the house?
It was Isaiah Chance.
To SeanGathright's mother?
There was a jail call following a search warrant between Isaiah Chance and his mother.
And what was the nature of the call? What were they talking about?
He was inquiring if the law enforcement had found something, and she told them on the phone that we had not. So we went back out there to search again.
And pursuant to the details of that call, was the item that was described located in that location still?
No.
You were asked about the contents of Miss Andrews' physical device. That is the download for which you had access and could review. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it also correct that that device was active for less than 24 hours?
Yes.
So from the time that that device was turned on for the first time and the time that it was seized by law enforcement was less than 24-hour period?
Yes.
And that would have been between June 26th and June 27th?
Correct.
Now, you are not able to date, based on the impound of the items that were collected and the upload of the iCloud, you're not able to date most of those photos because they would just reflect the date that the iCloud was downloaded to that device, correct?
That's correct.
Are you at least able to date the image that depicted the reel from Mr. Jones's Instagram account based on the records from Instagram and publishing states 95C3?
So we do know that that post was made to his account in February of 2024.
So at some time between February of 2024 and when that phone was impounded in June of 2024, that item was preserved or saved to the device?
Yes.
You were asked about probable cause to search the residences associated to this case. Was there sufficient evidence by way of cell site data that put the devices at both Sean Gathright and Isaiah Chance's residence, as well as video footage that put all of the suspects or some of the suspects at those locations?
Yes.
Did that assist in allowing you to get probable cause for those locations?
Yes.
Was there direct evidence that the defendants in this case had been to Ms. Andrews' residence for you to apply for a search warrant of that residence?
No.
And when you specifically indicate that you had been to Sean Gathright's residence, have you had an opportunity to review the surveillance footage, which is depicted in State's Exhibit number 98 from the security footage at Sean Gathright's residence?
I've seen those videos, yes.
Are you familiar with the security cameras that are affixed to the outside of his residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you familiar with that Victoria Lakes address at his home?
Yes.
Is that residence located within Duval County?
Yes.
So you're basically saying that because this young lady basically had her stuff re-downloaded and all this crap and everything, that this is what it is? Okay. All right. So here's what the defense has to do. They had to prove a couple of things when it's all said and done. They had to prove, essentially, hey, bro, she was scared. How was she scared? She was scared when she found out that the reason they were out there is because he wanted to murder her and that she was lied to. So it has to be after the fact. That's how that goes. So if they can have a text message or something like that that's proven and all that crap, or a conversation or something, or merely actions, then there we go. But so far, I'm not seeing it, bro. I'm not seeing it. Because one of the things that would be a strong indicator of interest in IOI is was said online, because the rest of these dummies went online. Everybody else has something to say. Everybody else was doing something else. So for me personally, I'm not seeing it. Today basically just revealed to us them cats were strapped. Foolio wasn't going to make it. They was always going to bring the songs in. I'm not even laughing. That's not even a funny matter. Foolio died within minutes. If that. Like the bullet that ripped through and went all the way through him, that made him bleed out internally through his chest, bruh, that was the one that got him. So when he jumped, the bullet that hit him ripped through was aorta. So he bled out within minutes. He was gone. There was no bringing him back. And they were able to bring in all of these individuals to essentially say, here's the war, here's the stories, here's whatever, and that's it. But none of this stuff, once again, none of this stuff really has to do with her. They try to make it seem this is the way that the prosecution is playing it. Since high school, there's been a war. She always felt some way about Julio Foolio and would jump at the opportunity to have him murdered. But what they didn't show is if she was so enthralled and so wanting to kill this person, then why in the hell didn't she post when he got his foot shot? Wouldn't that be ample? Just being fair, wouldn't that be the time? So she did no trolling at all. I know for some of y'all it's out the realm of possibilities that she basically just didn't know anything and all this stuff. And I get it. But once again, what can you prove? There's too many of y'all saying, oh man, she knew what was going to happen. You think that these dummies it's possible. If you're in the mindset of, yeah, he told his girl, we finna go down there and murder Julio Foolio. Y'all know Julio got a crew too, right? How did y'all know that you guys were ultimately going to engage him solo without a shootout? Because even when they shot him in the foot, they shot back. And then they spun in and they killed somebody else at a freaking football game. So I'm just curious. What? Y'all have no suspects for the murder or the shooting of a whole bunch of people. So to me, this is doing nothing but poisoning the jury so that the youngins who are accused of actually killing him can go ahead and get fried out of this world. I believe they're doing all of this so that these young dudes know, bruh, you might as well sign a deal if we put one in front of you. If we decide to put one in front of you. If. Other than that, bruh, I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it, bro. You gotta remember, the state is alleging this young lady followed Julio Foolio, had him ultimately killed, or participated in relaying messages and locations for this man to be killed. That's the whole entire thing. I asked y'all this question. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that? So far from what you saw. Are you seeing that? Yeah or no? I could be wrong. Some of y'all probably are convinced. Some of y'all. But if you are convinced, can you let me in on a secret of something that you're seeing that I'm clearly not seeing? Now, tomorrow is the last day for the prosecution. So I told you I wasn't going to last no damn 3 weeks. That was out. I'm not sorry. But it is what it is. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Listen, hit that like button if you made it this far. And let me know your thoughts. Click right here to see the next video about how Bezu killers allegedly told on themselves. Hey, the car is parked already at O'Hare Airport. So he smoked them, got on a plane to California, and then basically went off. But people forget that those dogs that are up there for TSA, they got a nose to know. And so that dog would have smelled that gunpowder. Trust me, as a person who's been to a range and went to goddamn Linux and got booted out of Linux for having gunpowder residue on my fingers, I think I would know pretty much too. But maybe I'm wrong. But click right here to find out that video, or click right here for the playlist. Subscribe, turn on bell to notify, try to keep your people aware. We are 36,000 away from these giveaways, so subscribe today, and I'll catch you on the next one.